move on and interact with the management of Somany Ceramics, talk about what is happening in the world of building material. Yes, we have seen some changes coming in terms of raw material pricing. So let's understand what that means for the overall financials of some of the big players in this sector. We have Mr. Abhishek Somany, the Managing Director and CEO at Somany Ceramics, joining us. Mr. Somany, thank you for your time this morning. Talk to us about what factors are at play when it comes to the entire building materials segment. We have seen some fluctuation in raw material prices as well. Is that having any impact on your overall business?
Raw material prices are fairly stable. Our biggest raw material is natural gas. That's kind of stable. It's plus minus 3 rupees per quarter. So not much of a difference here. Rest of the raw materials we're buying 100% in India. All our clays, all our frits, glazes, everything comes from India. Part of it is gas linked. So again, that becomes stable as far as that is concerned. The only one which has fluctuated a lot is paper pricing. So therefore, packaging has gone up and down. That's been fairly volatile, but it's not a significant portion of the tile cost. Other than that, from a raw material point of view, I think it would be stable going forward even into next year.
How do you see the second half going? And are you able to pass on the pricing if, especially your, the fuel cost and everything?
So we haven't had any fuel cost increase, but we did take a small price increase in July, which we had passed on. Second half obviously is better. Generally, second half is better. Lesser number of holidays, festivals, etc. Plus the activities after the rains really pick up. So we're looking at a good second half, much better than the first half.
And Mr. Somany, talk to us about how the business is making use or is capitalizing on the growing housing demand in India. Recent real estate reports are showing very strong demand for premium to luxury end of the real estate basket. How are you capitalizing on this opportunity?
Yes, housing has done well after a very long period, and lots of launches took place in the last 2 years, 2.5 years. Tiles is one of the materials which goes in last for the finishing of the building. So we do feel that that traction would come in towards next year, more like next year. So we're looking at a very robust next year with the housing demand coming to delivery stages for all the launches which have happened in the past 2 to 3 years. And you're right, it's more in the higher end and the middle income, not so much in the lower income as it was maybe 7, 8 years ago.
Okay, and also talk to us about the export market now that we're inching towards slight more clarity in terms of our deal with the USA. The geopolitical situation worldwide seems to be calming down for the time being. How is your export business shaping up?
So most of the large branded players in India are more India focused, but the tile industry per se is the second largest exporter in the world. India is the second largest exporter of tiles in the world. That took a little bit of a backseat in the last 2 years because geopolitical situations inflated the freight rates very significantly from India, and therefore localized players fed the markets closest to them. But that seems to be changing. So our exports from India had hit about 20,000 crore rupees 2 years ago, came down to about 17,000 crores last year, and is inching back to again 20,000 crores. This year, we think we would be about at the 19,000 crores, and then next year we would surpass the 20,000 crores. So exports have been a big beneficiary. India has been a big beneficiary of exports after COVID. There's been a substantial amount of money which has gone in. I think what India needs to be careful is the Morbi sector, which is the cluster which exports the most. I think 95 or maybe 99% of the exports happen from Morbi. They seem to be using price as a tool to evade these geopolitical situations, which is absolutely the wrong way to do it. Because in the short term, they may find some green shoots, but in the long term, they will have issues with anti-dumping being levied on India, just like it was levied on China. So this is something which they need to be careful of. Large-scale evasion, tax evasion in India leads them to lower the prices of even exports. This is something which is going to hurt India in the future if it's not corrected. If prices don't go up, this is going to have an issue.
Morbi versus branded players, right? Means they are putting in nearly 20-25% discount on the table while selling either in domestic market or overseas market. How are branded players like you managing this competition?
Our ASPs have only gone up in the last 3 years. We're not facing, we don't want to be in that competition because there is always somebody cheaper tomorrow morning. So once you start lowering the prices, there's no end to it. We've been very careful with our balance sheet, with our receivables, and with the sales. Uh, there may be an argument that maybe we've lost a little bit of market share because we've held on to pricing and held on to our receivables. But in the long run, this would pay off. And we see it getting paid off starting this H2.
Mrs. Somany, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for joining us on 18.